CVTV provides free food scrap pails to help residents collect food scraps and food soil paper for composting.
Good morning, everyone. I'm County Supervisor Nate Miley. I'm here at the Cornerstone Cafe, coffee shop, and this morning I'm here to answer some questions off of Facebook, as well as to talk to anybody who decides to show up this morning and meet with me. Some of the Facebook questions that came in, one question was, what are the main concerns your office hears about from Castro Valley residents? Well, some of the main concerns, traffic has been a big concern. We've historically had issues with traffic, and for a while that's kind of died down, but we've been hearing a lot of concerns about traffic around schools, parking, people dropping off and picking up, issues related to speeding in Castro Valley. So once again, my office is beginning to hear about these issues, and we'll be talking with the Highway Patrol as well as the Sheriff's Department to see if we can get greater law enforcement to address some of the traffic concerns, as well as people are still very much concerned about continuing to have safe routes to school so that we can have sidewalks and other infrastructure improvements to allow young people to walk to and from school, to ride their bikes to and from school. So that's a big issue. Another thing that has been issued through my office has been the Doctors Building. That has been resolved, at least for the moment. We're now in an exclusive negotiating agreement with the developer to develop and revitalize the Doctors Building into a commercial operation. He's still in his due diligence period, but if everything goes according to plans, we'll be moving ahead with the Doctors Building and getting some activity underway there over the next, I'd say about 2 years, but it's under contract, which is really good. Another question that came up is who decides the color scheme for the Castro Valley Boulevard and why? Also, how can we change it to something with more color and artistic freedom? Well, I think the color scheme was decided by both probably our Public Works agency that's responsible for streets and roads, as well as our former redevelopment department, because redevelopment no longer is in existence. So when the boulevard was done, it was one of the redevelopment projects. And so I think with the redevelopment staff and the Public Works staff working in conjunction with the Art Commission and a citizens group, that decision was probably made around the color scheme. Can it be changed? I'm not saying it can't be, but I think if it were to be changed, we'd probably have to go through a public process. That would be something we probably want to take to the MAC, to have the MAC weigh in, to give people an opportunity to speak to that publicly and vet it openly. And then we'd have to determine whether or not, if we change the color scheme, what's the cost benefit of that? Is that something that we want to utilize resources on? Because resources are not necessarily plentiful, but they aren't necessarily limited either. But the point is that a good use of resources would change the color scheme on the boulevard to provide a little bit more artistic freedom. People might think it is, people might think it isn't, but the bottom line is, even if it is this is something we want to expend the resources on. And maybe it's not an expensive change at that. So once again, I'm not sure what the cost would be, but I would say that that's not something that could be resolved at this particular moment, but it would be something that could be taken up by the Castro Valley MAC if people are interested in taking a look at that. Another question is, do I live in Castro Valley? No, I don't live in Castro Valley. I live in Oakland.
Hi, how you doing?
And I've lived in Oakland for a number of years.
Everybody's here.
And what is the area that I represent? Well, I represent a healthy portion of Oakland, about a third of Oakland, Montclair, the East Oakland Hills, and then the East Oakland Flats and Midland areas from roughly High Street going east. That's my representation of Oakland. Then I pick up mostly unincorporated area. That's Ashland, Cherryland, Fairview, Castro Valley. So I have most of the unincorporated areas. Then I represent unincorporated Pleasanton, and I also represent the city of Pleasanton. So my district goes 3 parts of the 4-part county. I'm in North County, I'm in Central County, and I'm in the Tri-Valley. So I represent all 3 parts of the county. The only area I don't represent in the county is the Tri-City area.
At the end of the day, empty all the contents of your food scrap pail into your green organics cart.